Emma, why would you do this?
You're embarrassing your sister.
It's my twin's wedding. So what if I look like the bride too? It's okay. Today is for love, not fights.
Helen and Paul met when they were teenagers in high school. They loved each other so deeply that not even distance could separate them. After graduating, they got married, worked hard, and supported each other in every situation. Paul later became a successful doctor, and Helen worked at a small clinic in their town. After 4 years of marriage, people began to pressure them for a child. Helen prayed daily, trusting that God would answer. One morning, she discovered she was pregnant. Their joy was loud like thunder. When their babies arrived, everyone celebrated. The twins were named Emma and Ella, two adorable girls who looked like angels. Emma and Ella grew into stunning little girls with long, shining hair that caught the attention of everyone who saw them. They were polite, gentle, and smart. Their teachers praised them, strangers admired them. The family seemed perfect from the outside. But something was wrong inside Emma's heart. She always wanted more attention than Ella. She wanted to be praised more, loved more, noticed more. Helen and Paul did not see it early. They thought the twins were just playful and childish. They didn't know jealousy was quietly growing like a poison tree in Emma's heart. One afternoon after school, Emma began to cry loudly, saying Ella's hair was longer than hers. Helen tried to calm her and explain that their hair was almost the same. Emma refused to believe. She wanted Ella to cut her hair so she could feel superior. That night, when everyone slept deeply, Emma went to Ella's bed. Holding a scissors with shaky hands, she cut Ella's hair unevenly and destroyed her sister's beauty. By morning, Ella screamed in shock. Helen cried bitterly, wondering how a 7-year-old child could do such a wicked thing. Paul and Helen punished Emma for the first time. They hoped she would understand the pain she caused her sister. But instead of regretting her actions, Emma became angry and blamed Ella for being the reason she got punished. Ella tried to love her and play with her again, but Emma refused. She began to see Ella as a threat instead of a sister. Their relationship turned cold. Even in school, they acted like strangers. The other students noticed that the twins were enemies. In high school, every girl admired a handsome classmate named Daniel. Both twins secretly liked him, but Daniel's eyes were only on Ella. He admired her quiet nature and intelligent mind. One day, he asked her to be his girlfriend in front of their classmates. Ella accepted shyly, and the whole school celebrated them. Emma's heart broke. She wasn't sad because she loved Daniel, she hated that Ella got love before her. Jealousy burned like fire. She decided she would destroy their relationship, no matter the cost. Emma reported the relationship to her father, expecting him to forbid it. But Paul shocked her by smiling happily. He told them his own love story started in high school too. He blessed Daniel and Ella's relationship, believing love should be nurtured, not destroyed. Emma's jealousy worsened. She planned a wicked trick at their 18th birthday party. She laced a drink with alcohol for Daniel and Ella, planning to lock them in a room and expose them as irresponsible lovers. But the plan collapsed when they did not drink the juice. Everyone realized Emma had set them up, and she was disgraced in front of all their guests. From that day, people at school avoided Emma. She wasn't just jealous anymore, she was dangerous. Ella kept her distance too, tired of being treated like an enemy. Emma grew bitter and proud, while Ella focused on her studies and dreams. The twins went off to university separately. Ella worked hard and graduated with top honors. Emma failed several courses and barely graduated. Instead of taking responsibility for her failure, she blamed Ella for having everything perfect. At age 23, Daniel proposed to Ella. Their parents were filled with joy. The wedding preparations began, and Emma suddenly changed her behavior. She apologized to Ella, crying and begging for forgiveness. She said she wanted her sister back. Ella, with a pure heart, forgave her and welcomed her with open arms. Paul and Helen cried happily, thinking their daughters were finally united. Emma acted sweet and helpful, and Ella trusted her again. Everyone believed peace had returned, not knowing Emma's envy was only sleeping, waiting to wake again. Emma took over most of the wedding planning. She chose the colors, decorations, and even wanted a matching dress style. However, on the wedding day, Emma arrived in a wedding gown more beautiful than Ella's. The guests were shocked, whispering among themselves. Paul and Helen were ashamed and begged Emma to change. She refused,
It's my twins'
saying,
wedding.
"It's
So
my
what
sister's
if I
wedding.
look like the bride too?
It doesn't matter if I look like the bride too."
It's okay.
Ella, being
Today is for
kind,
love,
said
not
it was fine.
fights.
She did not want any trouble on her special day. The wedding continued, but something dark was growing inside Emma again. After the wedding, Ella moved into Daniel's house, and Emma started visiting often. One day, she arrived with a suitcase, saying she wanted to spend more time with her twin now that they were finally close again. Ella happily agreed, thinking her sister truly changed. Daniel sensed trouble but didn't want to upset his wife. Soon, Emma began wearing revealing clothes around the house. She cooked meals, made Daniel tea, and behaved as though she owned the home. Daniel told Ella he was uncomfortable, but she defended her sister, saying, "She means well, please give her time." One afternoon, when Ella was at the market, Emma walked into Daniel's room wearing a very short dress. She began flirting and trying to touch him. Daniel became angry and ordered her to leave. But she stayed, insisting that he should choose her instead of Ella. Daniel yelled at her, warning that he would tell Ella everything. Emma's jealousy turned into hatred again. She realized that if Ella was gone, she could finally take Daniel away. Something dark snapped in her mind. She felt it was time to remove her sister permanently. Emma offered to cook dinner for everyone that evening. While preparing Ella's food, she secretly added poison. She served the meal with a fake smile. Ella ate happily, thanking her sister for helping. Minutes later, Ella began coughing violently and collapsed, bleeding from her mouth. Daniel rushed her to the hospital in panic. Emma stood in the corner laughing silently, believing she had finally won. She didn't know her sister was pregnant. The doctor revealed Ella had lost her unborn child because of poisoning. Daniel was devastated. Helen and Paul arrived and were shocked. Everyone now saw Emma's true intentions clearly. When confronted, Emma confessed without regret. She shouted that Ella stole Daniel from her, claiming Daniel was her first love. Ella cried in disbelief. She never knew her sister desired Daniel. Paul and Helen stared at Emma with heartbreak, realizing they had raised a child full of bitterness. The police arrested Emma. She screamed angrily, still refusing to accept blame. She was sentenced to many years in prison for attempted murder. The whole community cut ties with her. She became a sad example of how jealousy can destroy a person's life. Ella spent weeks recovering. Daniel stayed by her side through every moment. Losing the baby was painful, but she thanked God for saving her life. Helen and Paul supported her and apologized for not controlling Emma's jealousy earlier. Ella learned how love can be both beautiful and dangerous. She decided that forgiveness did not mean allowing people to harm her again. She promised herself that she would protect her peace and never tolerate toxic relationships, even from family. Years passed. Ella and Daniel rebuilt their lives slowly. They eventually welcomed another child. Happiness returned to their home. But they never forgot the painful lesson that jealousy, if ignored, grows like a deadly seed. Emma remained in prison, alone with her regrets. Her story became a warning to many: love must be pure, not competitive. A jealous heart destroys both the victim and the person holding it. In the end, Ella lived a peaceful life, not because she was perfect, but because she chose light over darkness.